Welcome. So I like to research these little penny stocks, and today I'm looking at a little one I've followed for a long time called Goldmines. And Kilo is a pretty quiet little sleepy company, KGL, listed up in the Canadian markets. Not many people have heard about them. They're pretty small. They've got projects mainly in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the DRC. And so you hear that. Most people run the other way. Their website is kind of old and not updated much. So one of the other places I like to look is the exchange that they're listed on, the Canadian market. So this is pretty much the exchange website. And if you look at price action over the last 5 years, they're down and out with the rest of the sector. I mean, just really hit hard, right? Look like they're about to disappear. Last trade is 7.5 cents. Down, 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 down. Market cap is 4.5 million bucks. So what do you get for 4.5 million bucks? You had the nerve to go buy some shares in this thing. Let's look at their books. So one of the places I like to go is cedar.com. I understand English, search database, public companies. I like to do it by date. Kilo Goldmines, search, right? So here's the most recent financials. They filed this in February 25th, 2015, so a couple 2 months ago. This is financials ended December 31st. So this is the end of the year 2014. And nice. Second page is a balance sheet. Very simple, straightforward. I like to see that. So assets, cash equivalents, $4.9 million. Wait a minute. So their market cap, let's go back. Market cap we were just looking at, right, is $4.2 million. And at the end of the last year, they had $4.9 million. They probably spent a little bit since then. So trading for about cash values. Liabilities, they've got a little bit of, if you put the liabilities in there, they're probably trading above cash values. But if you look at the kinds of money they've been spending in their cash flow statement, this is a really short little cash flow statement. It's nothing like your banker's cash flow statement or something you just scratch your head when you look at. But this one's a lot simpler. Corporate and administrative expenses, $139,000 for the year. That's more like it. That's like those are some good numbers for a public company. Numbers I can wrap my head around. Share-based compensation, $40,000. Amortization, let's call it 29 grand. Less than $250,000 for the year. This isn't. No, sorry, 3 months ended December 31st. Okay, that makes more sense. 3 months, so less than 100 grand a month. 150. No, 70. About 66 grand a month in expenses. So if you take that from the end of the year till now, January, February, March, April, another 250 grand or something out of there. I mean, it's not a big dent. So roughly trading at about cash prices on Kilo Goldmines in today's markets. See what else they have in here. Just basic stuff. Talk about the projects and things. So what do they have in project? Let's go back to their website. Their projects in the Congo are the main projects that I care about. They've got these projects close to Uganda border in the northeast corner of the Congo. So this map see if I can get it a little bigger for you. It's you've got Uganda here, you got Kenya over here, Congo over here, and there's a road now that goes through Uganda that's paved, through Kenya it's paved, and more Port of Mombasa you can bring supplies in. Actually, I think it's up here, the main road, and the main thing that's happened in the recent past is this road. It's not paved from the border to Kabylie, I don't believe, but it's like a major logging road. You got big logging trucks and get through there, mining equipment, all kinds of stuff gets through there. To Kabylie mine. So Kabylie is this big one. It used to be Moto Goldmines. I don't know if anyone remembers Moto, but they way back they used to work on these higher grade veins and promote those and print stock, promote their drill results and print more stock. I mean, they had boatloads of stock outstanding, but eventually they reworked their model and they figured they'd take a bulk tonnage approach and just basically take all the results in the neighborhood and combine them together and come up with these monstrous, huge gold numbers. A lot of the geologists are talking 50 million ounces or 80 million ounces or something. But then eventually it got bought out by RandGold. Lundin Mining was going after it. I think they started the run. They made a bid. I don't remember the exact numbers. I think it was 50 million or 150 million dollars or something in the break fee, like a big break fee on there. And RandGold still went after it and paid the break fee to Lundin Mining, got a hold of that thing, turned around, joint ventured it off to get the money together to build it. Now, RandGold says it was like $2.5 billion in building hydro projects and mining operations and all kinds of stuff to bring this thing up to production. It started producing in 2014, maybe 500,000 ounces or so. And if you go further up the road, you start getting into Kilo's properties. And RandGold did a joint venture with Kilo. And the early stage side of Kilo's projects are looking at the higher grade veins in these hills of the area. The topography points out the mineralization, because mineralization seems to be the harder rock in the area. And so where you have ridges, the harder rock is stood up against the rain and erosion over time. And back in the Belgian days, of this area, they look for the ridges and they'd find gold veins lots of times at the tops of those ridges. They'd carve out the higher grade parts of those veins, the shallow, easy to get at stuff. Probably just using basically slave labor from the area, and take the gold, and they would go east through the Congo and back out to the markets in Europe way back when. But over time that business collapsed, but these projects are still there. And so Kilo has grouped up a bunch of those projects, and now the road comes from the east and you can get access to these things. The logging has opened up the area big time, for the good or the bad of that. They made roads all over the place that allow you to get into these projects. So Kilo's been picking them up, and a lot of it they got joint ventured off to RandGold, who's a major piece of this Kabylie mining operation. And so theoretically, as you keep, development keeps progressing up the road, these projects that Kilo has will get developed someday, or at least looked at a lot closer. And so if we go to RandGold's website, maybe we can learn some more over there of what that thing has grown into over time. They got a bunch of different mines, but let's start the big picture and then narrow down. So RandGold, here's a general African map. And you've got their main mines, and the Marilla mine, and a lot of these are in Mali, southern Mali, some Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, in Western Africa, where there's lots of exploration activity happening around them, and other fronts. These are one of the stalwarts of the area. Total reserves 4.9 million ounces, 2 million ounces reserves in here. Total reserves 4.7, 3.7 million. Threes and fours. Numbers you can count on one hand. And then you go over to the Kibili mine, which is in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, a lot tougher place to operate. A lot more rain, a lot more disease, a lot more conflict in the area. You're close to Uganda, southern Uganda. Or not, well, yeah, you're next to Uganda, but southern Sudan. All kinds of problems been going on in Sudan. If you go back far enough, not even that far, 5 years or something, in the same part of the world, you had Lord's Resistance Army. It's really nasty guys that chop arms off or chop your lips off for talking, just machete happy guys. They got run out of there by the United Nations, up into Sudan more, and that allowed Kibili to happen, allowed them to get built, and the place has been quiet and peaceful since. And maybe that goes from one pricing to another as Kilo walks into that new vacuum for business as well. But basically what I was trying to say is Kibili is a big one. I mean, look at this thing, 11 million ounces in reserves. That's the stuff that should be easily mineable. And then resources, 20 million ounces of, get there someday, and a whole bunch of other millions and millions of ounces that, so why even bother working on them? We got so much in front of us, let's make that happen instead of the way out there stuff. I mean, it's one of those mines that should just keep going and going and going. This is a powerhouse of RandGold's dynasty. So let's go down, drill into the Kibili mine. Excuse me. Kibili, here we got a little cartoon map of the thing. Here's Sudan. Here's Uganda. The road comes through Uganda. And there's the mine. There's RandGold permits. They got RandGold permits over here. They don't say anything about Kilo. They don't really promote Kilo for us, or for Kilo, I mean. But they're working Kilo's properties. Maybe not all these are Kilo's, but I think a lot of them are Kilo's properties. And they talk about the area and $2.5 billion that them and their partners have put into this operation. Open pit, underground operations, processing plants. Poured the first gold in September 2013 on this thing, and that was a major milestone for them. 2014 produced a little over 500,000 ounces of gold out of this mine. An operation that's dreamt of by all kinds of explorers around the world. Finding anything close to this size is unbelievable, but having a partner that's got one of these things pretty much next door, that you could borrow people and equipment and tools and expertise off of, or maybe later on someday run rock through their operations, lowers the hurdle to exploring a huge deal. And so that's RandGold. That's Kilo Mine's partner and their operation that's basically next door. So if we skip back to Kilo's website, we look at their news. They haven't put out much of any news. It's a really quiet company. Hardly ever hear anything out of them. The last news release was February 5th. They've got posted on their website. And one of the things that's they're working this area, talking about the higher grade stuff. I was telling you about the Belgians that used to carve out the higher grade hearts of the hills. This is them drilling through that. They got these relatively narrowish, roughly 5 meter zones of nice grade stuff, 5+ grams. And they run over some distance, and there's a bunch of those around the neighborhood. So they're looking at drilling some more starting March 2015. That's like a month ago, or they should be drilling right now if they're actually doing that. We'll see what comes out of that. But basically they're sitting on their hands waiting for RandGold to work the projects, which RandGold is, and collect results out of that. So if you're interested in following Kilo Goldmines, I'd recommend you go to Kilo Goldmines' website and sign up to their news releases. Like I like to do in lots of these little companies. But also, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll follow these companies for you and put these little updates together over time. And when it comes time that something worth speculating on comes through in one of these little companies, hopefully we're there first and we can buy stock in the thing because we know what's going on. We can speculate on that before the rest of the market jumps on it, and especially in a down market like we're having right now. I think we can get the information, collect the information, study it, get to understand it well before buying shares and going for the ride on the value that that information has unlocked in these little companies. So hope you're as interested as I am in these following these little companies and are willing to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening.